I don't need the microphones for y'all to hear me, but they're doing, attempting to live stream this for a couple folks who couldn't make it, so that's what this is for. So sorry if I'm loud. I'm not trying to be yelling at everybody this evening, but I want to welcome everybody. My name is Travis Weber. I am the troop master here for Troop Tennessee 2268. It's that time of year to get ready for our upcoming school year. So this is our parent meeting kickoff for folks that have questions about what the program is. We'll go through what the program is, what we do, what to expect, give you a chance to ask any questions you have of us going forward before we start really kicking in with our meetings and everything here in a couple weeks as we go. A little bit of an overview. I was a Boy Scout growing up. I was an Eagle Scout all the way through. I loved my time in the Boy Scouts. My son is now 14. When he was probably 7, 8 years old, he expressed a desire to go camping, do more outside. And at the time, I was not comfortable with the way they're not even called the Boy Scouts anymore, Scouting America, how they run their program now. And I didn't know about trail life. And it just happened to be that we had friends who were part of this troop and asked them about it. And we've been in the program now 5 years. This is my second year as a troop master here. I've loved the time that I've been here. And so just a little bit of background on who I am. Been in Memphis 15 years. I work with Randy. Where's he at? There he is. We're both air traffic controllers, so we work weird hours. Nathan here is a pilot. So you're up in TMU now? Yeah, so, but we do the same thing. So, but we love our time here. So Trail Life, it's in all 50 states, 1,200 churches, 60,000 members, growing organization that started in 2014. 2014 was the first year when Trail Life broke off. It was actually the person who started it was part of the Boy Scouts. The group broke off and formed Trail Life. So it's constantly growing. It's good to see the amount of folks that we have here. See some familiar faces for folks returning and some new faces. That's good to have y'all out here to see if you want to join with us. So what I'll do tonight is we'll kind of go through an overview of the program. And then, like I said, we'll give you questions. I have some trail guides who are kind of more direct leaders who kind of work under me, work more directly with the boys, a couple of them who are running late. They will be here shortly, so after that time, if you have any questions for any of them, they will be here as well to go. So, going right in. So Trail Life, we have 16 core values that we follow, and we'll kind of hit some of these more in depth as it focuses to our troop. But these are the core values for our troop. We're Christ-centered, church-owned and operated, outdoor-focused, safety, courage, male-centered adult leadership, volunteer-driven, program flexibility, shared leadership, patrol method utilization, character-focused, servant leadership, family-oriented, decentralized decision-making, debt-averse, and a Christian worldview. Those are the core values that we follow in our program. And first one, main one being that we're Christ-centered. Our mission is to guide generations of courageous young men to honor God, lead with integrity, serve others, and experience outdoor adventure. Scouting made a big deal last year when they changed their name. Whoever the head, I don't know what their title was, they said with Scouting America, their main goal is to get people in the program. That's not our main goal. Our main goal is to raise up godly men. And that's with, boys as young as 5 years old, growing throughout the program, hopefully leading them to become godly men as they advance in their lives. This is a picture from one of our campouts last year that we were all involved with. Devotional time is a big part of what we do. We have a devotion that's a troop-wide devotion before kind of the start of every meeting that we have. We do devotionals at every camp out that we do. Most of our camp outs start on a Friday night and go through Sunday morning. We have devotional time on Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning. So we stress that. And the good thing about that with our devotional time is it's not just adults. It's the boys themselves who are leading us in devotionals. We may ask one of the younger boys, hey, what's on your mind? We have some of the high school boys that we specifically assign them, hey, I want you to lead the devotional this morning. And they do a great job. So that's a big part of what we do. And the essentials of a Christian worldview are present throughout the entire program. Next one would be church owned and operated. So Trail Life USA is delivered to families through local troops, each of which is owned and operated by a charter organization. So Trail Life itself, we are a ministry of Christ Community Baptist Church. We are a ministry of the church. We're not separate. We meet here. We are the ministry. That's who the church, they're part of our charter organization. Vet and select troop leaders. I had to go through and speak with the elders of the church before they were comfortable with me becoming troop master, any of that. Meetings are held here at the church. We do service projects here. We do a Trailman Sunday service in a Sunday in January where we're part of the service. The trailmen come, wear uniforms, and be part of the service. A lot of people, a part of the troop, may not go to church here. I don't. We go to Bellevue. There's a lot of families that do go to church here, others not. I live in East Memphis. We have plenty of families from Arlington, Collierville, Bartlett, all over, just whatever you want to do. So don't feel, we love the church that we're part of as well. If that makes sense. Our committee, we have 5 members on our committee. We have our senior ministry leader, our pastor, Joel Harding. He's not here tonight. We have our committee chair, which is Nathan, who was speaking earlier. Lindsay is our treasurer for the troop. I'm the troop master. And then David Johnson is our troop ministry liaison. He's not here this evening, but we have that's our 5 main committee members of the church, and then everything kind of gets pushed down from there. Next step, outdoor focused. We believe there is something special about being outdoors. So it helps a boy appreciate the wonder, majesty, and grandness of God as reflected in his creation. We do events every month. The older boys, middle school, high school, we do a camp out every month starting in September, going all the way through May. The younger boys, the elementary school boys, they do an event that's called Hit the Trail, which is usually just one day, usually a couple hours activity. It may be longer depending on what the activity is, if it's a longer hike or something to that effect. But we do something, and it's going to be outdoors is what we do. We love being outdoors and doing that. The campouts that we do, 2 of the campouts every year are for the entire troop. Younger boys, older boys, all together. We do one in the fall in November, and we do another one in the spring in May. That's good to get everybody out together. We usually have a fun time. We do all sorts of stuff. I mean, we do hiking, kayaking, rock climbing, caving. We try to find new stuff to mix in every year. A lot of kayaking we did last year. But we are always outdoors. Next, as far as the troop is safety, Trail Life is committed to the health, welfare, and safety of our youth, volunteers, and staff. We aim to provide challenging, adventurous, and fun activities in a manner that no injuries occur beyond those that are readily treatable by simple first aid. So when we do hit the trails for the younger boys, we're not going to do something where they're going to put them out of their, not be comfortable with what they're doing. We're going to do something that's age appropriate for them, so we're not going to have issues going forward. Our youth protection is simples that we follow. No one-on-one at all. There's no one-on-one rule is in place for both youth protection, and no boy is ever alone with an adult. This is both for the protection of the boy and the adult. Then 2, we have 2 deep leadership. The 2 deep rule is in place for safety, so there is always a minimum of 2 registered adults in proximity to provide backup and oversight. Whenever we have meetings, we're always planning, okay, if somebody's out, the leader needs to be out, we have somebody else who's filling in, so we always have 2 in that situation. And then the boys follow the buddy system of 3. The buddy system of 3 is suggested to keep youth safe from other abusive youth. When out of sight of adult leadership, buddies must be the same program level. So this really more applies when we go on our campouts. You know, if a bathhouse is 100 feet away from where we're camping, and a boy says, I need to go use the bathroom, okay, you gotta find 2 other your age to go with you. We follow that strictly to the rule, so everybody is safe in that. Courage. Trail Life USA statements of faith and values originate from Scripture. We will continually commit ourselves to biblical truths that we are to fear God and not man, and that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and understanding. Our motto for Trail Life is walk worthy, which comes from Colossians 1:10, so that you may walk in a manner worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing to Him, bearing fruit in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God. So that's our motto, is walk worthy. Next one is male-centered adult leadership. While women can serve in a number of roles in the organization, Trail Life USA is focused on turning boys into godly men. All direct contact positions other than in the Woodlands Trail unit are filled by men. So everybody older, middle school and above, all direct leadership is going to be done by men. Elementary school level, if there's a mom that wants to help, we got no issue with it. A lot of times in our meetings, we have a lot of moms who just stay or may be in the room with the group. No issue with that. Obviously, Lindsay's our treasurer, right? So, but as they hit middle school to the Navigator program and older, then we're going to have males as direct leadership with them going forward. Next part is our patrol method. So you should be given every opportunity appropriate to their age and development to lead others. While adults can and should advise, counsel, and make suggestions and provide oversight to youth leaders, beginning at the Navigator level and higher, which is middle school, you should be planning, organizing, and leading in the troop. So as they get older, we want them to be doing more. We want to put more of that responsibility on them. We do our campouts that we do every month. We have the first of the month, we have an officers conference, which is our leaders of the troop, the boys, that we're asking them, okay, what needs to be done? Who's the quartermaster? Is everything prepared for this campout? What do we need? Who's buying the food? Everything to that effect. So we keep the boys age appropriate in their groups, all the way down from the lowest level. Our Foxes is our lowest level, the 5 and 6 year olds. 7 and 8, they're called Hawks. 9 and 10, they're called Mountain Lions. They move up above 11 to 14, 11 to 13 is Navigator. 14 and above, they're the high school boys, they're called Adventurers. So they're in their patrols constantly. When we meet in the meetings, we're together all as one, just maybe sitting with our patrols, and then we break out with our patrols for that evening. Family oriented. We recognize the family as the primary building block of society. We are encouraged to create a family-centered youth enrichment experience where on one night, in one location, boys and their dads can participate in Trail Life, and girls and their moms can be involved with American Heritage Girls. If you're not familiar with American Heritage Girls, it's basically a very similar program to what we are, strictly for girls. They meet here the same night as we do. We meet in the building across the way for our stuff. The girls all meet in here. So it's very good. These are my 2 kids. My son Cal just turned 14. He's going to be an adventurer. And my daughter Ruby is in the American Heritage Girls. I can't remember what her group is called. Melissa may know. Explorer. She's an explorer in AHG. But it's good. We have one spot that the families can all come together. Girls can be with the girls. Guys can be with the guys and have our meetings. So if you've never heard of AHG, I can certainly, I don't know everything about it, but I can give you a little bit. We do something that's, I think that is cool with the girls. We do stuff together. We do service projects together, but then as well, we do what's called a Court of Honor. We do 2 of those, one in December, one in May, where we all come together to go over the awards that the girls and the guys have earned throughout the semester. And it's pretty good. We get together and do a joint ceremony for all that. Because we're both missions of the church here. So that's a little bit of a background of some of our values. The Trail Life program, I don't know if you can see that. There he goes. Now we got it. So it's 3 separate groups that we have. Woodlands Trail, that is the elementary age boys, kindergarten through grade 5. Navigators, grades 6 through 8. Adventurers are led by an advisor. So we have the 3 leaders who are kind of involved in that program, and then we have leaders underneath of them. So just depending on the age, again, if you're 5 or 6, you're a fox. 7, 8, you're a hawk. 9, 10, you're a mountain lion. Everything above that, you have navigators and adventurers. So it shows you the advancement trail on there. The very far right, the red and blue, I don't have a bigger image of it, but it's called the Freedom Award. That is the highest rank that can be earned in the Trail Life program. Very similar to what the old Eagle Scout Award was for Boy Scouts, but it's something that we work towards going forward. You can start the program at any point. You're not missing out. Oh, if I missed the Fox year, I can't. No. It's just once you hit, it's all based on your age as you advance through the program. So when you're in a Woodlands Trail Elementary, you're going to work on Woodlands Trail material. We're not going to put additional stuff on you going forward. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a breakdown. We base it off of your age on October 31st is what our cutoff is what we figure. If it's like a week after beginning of November, we can fit you in whatever, if it's a better age appropriate group for you. But that's the rule that we use for determining age for the boys. Next slide there, Matt. So this is just an overview. Again, Woodlands Trail, ages 5 to 10. It's broken into 3 groups. Boys age 5 to acquire knowledge and outdoor skill, citizenship, character, friendship, and faith through enjoyable activities, awards, and skill instruction. Boys earn pins to their group patch as they participate in the program. So with each level, Fox, Hawk, Mountain Lion, there's basically a year 1 and a year 2. It just depends on when you come in. You may start in year 2 of the program. That's perfectly fine. Just age-wise, you may just do that 1 year as a Fox and then move because your age up to a Hawk. So the kind of branch patches that show on there, the 3 to the left, that's what you work on first when you join. Everything that we do here in our meetings as Woodlands Trail, you automatically get credit for it just by being in attendance. There's nothing extra that has to be done. The leaders come up with a program of what we're doing for each pin, and I'll go into that here just in a second. And you sign your attendance sheet, show up at the meeting, you get credit for what's done. So there's really no extra that has to be done. There is some extra stuff you can do, but it's basically, that's the good part about being Woodlands Trail Elementary. We don't put too much on them. You show up to the meeting, you have fun, you get credit for what we did. As you advance, I'll go with Navigator here in just a minute. That's probably going to be foreign, but I can go over that here later here. But next one there, Matt. So basically, the boys work on a branch patch that's got like 7 pins that they work on. And each pin has different requirements that they do. So we plan out throughout the year, okay, September we're going to work on the Heritage Branch. There's 2 core steps, 1 elective and 1 hit the trail. So we plan the calendar so whenever y'all attend each item, they get credit for it as they go. So you just show up for everything. You're going to get every award as they go throughout the program. The hit the trails that are on there, we cater them to each branch pin that we do. So we do a hit the trail every month. Each hit the trail Maybe, the first one may be Heritage Branch. The second one may be Hobbies. We plan that calendar out so we make sure, again, as they go through the program, they're getting credit for what they do. And that's all in the handbook there. Again, I know that's a lot to throw at you, but just a little bit of a basic of what we do. So then, as you get a little older, navigators and adventurers, the navigators, we're doing more demonstrating responsibility in outdoor adventures, as well as in the home and school life. And advancement is marked by earning ranks and trail badges. And the adventurers as well, you're moving the high school boys. We want them planning stuff. They're the ones going to be, they're the eventual leaders of the troop. We want to prepare them, instill a deep understanding that true freedom is a result of surrender, which Christ modeled with the ultimate sacrifice. As they get older, we put more on them. We just do. As a navigator, the badges, we don't just say, okay, it's on you to finish, but a lot of the work that we do, we may cover certain things during a camp out or cover things during a meeting, and we may say, okay, this one requirement, I need you to work on this in the next 2 weeks and bring it back to me. We're going to do more of proving that you know how to do something. When we come to knot tying with the Woodlands Trail, the little guys, we'll show them a square knot and they'll get credit for it. When the older boys, I want you to show me how to do a square knot. You're going to teach somebody else how to do it, and then you're going to show me how to use it in real life. So we're putting more on them as they go. And that's the same with the adventurers as well. As you progress in the program, the requirements become a little bit harder, which they should be. We want them doing more. We want to put more responsibility on them. This next slide is the periodic table of ranks. This is strictly for the navigators and the adventurers, but it kind of gives you an idea of what badges they're working on as they go towards their Freedom Trails, what we call it, working towards the Freedom Award. Aquatics, camping, fire ranger, first aid, our flag, outdoor cooking, rope work, trail skills, woods tools. Those are all not basic, but those are core badges that we use that they need. We want them to learn all those requirements to get a better knowledge going forward. The blue badges are just for adventurers. Once they get older, hit high school, we're going to put more on them. We want citizenship, emergency preparedness, family man, outdoor life, personal resources. So it's just, again, as you progress in the program, we're putting more on the boys as they get older, more responsibility as they go. Another aspect that boys can work on, this is kind of separate from the normal stuff that we do. This is done outside of the normal requirements. We have something that's called the Worthy Life Award. Trailmen at every level have the ability to earn Trail Life's Worthy Life Award. This is the faith building award designed to be customizable according to age level with agreement of the troop chaplain. So you join the troop, you say, hey, I want to do the Worthy Life Award. Well, you work with our chaplain, Pastor Joel. Again, he's not here tonight. But we come through and we work through a program, and it's laid out in the handbook of steps that you can follow to work on this award. You can earn it at every level, as a fox, hawk, mountain lion, navigator, and adventurer. As you get older, to earn certain ranks, it is required as a navigator and an adventurer to earn this award. So just a couple examples. The next slide there, Matt. The mountain lions, it doesn't go through specific stuff, but if you see there in the middle where it says 1 through 4, these are steps that are put together for the mountain lion. Work with the chaplain, a devotional activity, discipleship activity, disciplines activity, and demonstration. So they work throughout the year on certain requirements going forward through this for the boys to earn the Worthy Life Award for that. And again, it's tailored for whatever age level that they're at. That's a little bit of just kind of background of the awards. Onboarding. Matt's back there, but I'm going to jump in. If you have any issues with what I say, just let me know. Matt and Nathan are probably the ones that you've probably been in more contact with than anything. You get the emails maybe from them or messages saying, hey, this is what's going on. till you get to this kind of stage. So, so a couple things of how do I join the troop. So the first step with Trail Life is you have to set up your membership with Trail Life USA. And that comes through either Matt or Nathan. You say, hey, I want to join the troop. They're going to send you an email, a link to sign up. The youth dues, for a boy, it's $42.27 per year. That is accurate. I just checked that a week ago. We don't see any of that here at the local level. It's directly to Trail Life upon joining and annually thereafter. All that goes to home office, operations and insurance, accident and sickness coverage, general liability, and umbrella coverage is what that goes through for that youth fee. And that's the same with adult dues. You see there it's a little bit more. It's $46.55 a year. The higher amount covers the cost of periodic criminal background checks, supplemental evaluation processes, and youth protection training for adult members. One of the rules that we have with our troop here is one parent from each household will be required to become a registered adult in order to assist in maintaining our child safety ratios. That doesn't mean we're going to make you run a meeting. That's all it means is we just need, we want a registered adult with the family. So if something comes up, we have a lot of family members who stay at the meetings. You know, we meet on Tuesday nights at 6:30 and may just hang out. It's perfectly fine. But we may have one night we say, hey, can you just come sit in on this meeting for this leader? Once you become a registered adult, you get a lanyard, you just get a badge that we know, okay, you're a registered adult. You can help us with this, is what we do. And then the troop dues for us, for our local troop dues, for our troop 2268, is $75 per trailman. This covers their badges and awards that they will earn throughout the school year. Everything as they go, that's a one-time fee, once a year. We just had to raise it this year just because of the way some of the badges costs have gone up. So we hated to do it, but it's the reality that we're in, so we had to raise it this year, sorry. Next step, just kind of questions about uniforms. Kind of gives you an idea of what to look for. Uniform shirt, shoulder loops per patrol. We have some extra for each patrol, so you can check with me and see if you need. An activity shirt, if just a t-shirt is all it is. Trail Life belt, hat, lanyard. We have some leftover lanyards. And handbook as well. All closed-toed shoes, pants, shirts, and shorts your own. So that kind of gives you a breakdown of what the uniform would be. Usually Trail Life, what they do is they have bundles that you can go in on their website, and it's by patrol. Hey, I'm Woodlands Trail. Okay, they may have the shirt, the belt, the lanyard, and loops all together. I'm not sure what the discount is on that. The only thing I would be careful with when you order through Trail Life is that everything you order, it's a flat fee of $10 shipping each time you buy. So if you order one thing, $10. You order another thing next day, $10. So if you're doing, uniforms and stuff, put it all together. Make sure you get it all together that way. I've learned that the hard way, ordering stuff to them. Probably by the time we start the program here in a couple weeks, we may have a group of uniforms that have been turned in for kids that have grown out of stuff. So if you have any questions about that, we can check back here in a few weeks and see. I know I had to order a new shirt for my son yesterday. He grew out of it. So we usually try to keep like a pantry. Last year we had, we did pretty good last year, lost and found. The year before we had a lot of stuff. We usually have a lot of hats left after each meeting. You'd be surprised how many hats are just left, and then they come back 2 weeks later. Hey, did you see my hat? So,
please label your stuff.
yeah.
Preschool. Yeah.
So, but that's going to happen no matter what. We understand. Here's some important reminders for my returning families that are in here. Your Trail Life USA membership is good for 1 year, needs to be renewed in a timely manner. They are going to email you constantly saying your Trail Life membership is about to expire. Just make sure you take care of that. If you don't, they're gonna add a $10 reactivation fee if you don't renew it by the date where it's due. And basically what that, if you don't renew it, it kind of locks you out of our online program that we use. And so like I can't keep track of attendance. So all that means, if they miss a if they're at the meeting and I can't log it, now they're not getting credit for what they did. Now I'll go back and do it because I keep hand copies of all that stuff. But if you just go in on the program, it's gonna give you like a red X saying, hey, your membership is not active. So just kind of heads up for my returning folks to get that stuff. Because usually about this time of year, it's when it's all due. You know, this is the time everybody's renewing, starting up. So whenever you do it, just figure that's gonna be a year out. It goes through some, do you wanna hit some of these admin stuff? I got a slide for you. You wanna hit the next one there, Matt? There you go.
Travis has probably covered a couple of these, but the big picture here is that on the one parent from each household becoming a registered adult, that helps us help you keep your kids safe. That means that you know what we know as far as the safety standard. It's good for your kids, it's good for you, it's good for us leaders, and it's good for the church. It is a universal benefit to have everybody registered. The side benefit, like Travis mentioned, is we've got a lot of moms that will register so that they can help us keep that accountability level high also. Don't feel like you have to, but we do need one family member registered from each house. What that is, I've used the term registered. That just means that you have yourself submitted to the joining requirements as an adult. That means that you have submitted to a background check and you've taken approximately 2 to 3 hours of online child safety training. That lets us know that you're on board and that you've passed and that you also know those safety protocols. There's some ratios that you would learn, like the 5 and 6 year olds have a certain ratio, the 7 and 8 year olds have a ratio, 9 and 10 year olds have a ratio, and it keeps expanding the older the boys get. So when you say that we might need to grab somebody just to observe, we need somebody who's gone through the child safety training, not just a spare adult. Somebody who's actually certified in the child safety background check. Foxes, did you say foxes already? I can't remember. Foxes are 5 and 6 year olds. If you have a 5 or 6 year old entering the program, we require that one parent stay on campus. It is not a drop-off program for 5 and 6 year olds. Yes?
Would a grandparent suffice?
Sure, absolutely. We'll take anybody. We'll take anybody, especially for those 5 and 6 year olds.
It needs to be a registered adult though?
No, just a parent. I need a parent, or I need an adult on record for that child to be on campus. And if it's not a parent, we would love to know, hey, granddad's coming this week, or when you check in, your leader, if you just check in with the adult leader for that patrol, hey, or a text message, hey, I'm not gonna be there, but granddad's coming, grandma's coming, awesome. That helps us a lot. We'll clearly know when they get there, but a little bit of heads up is cool too. Camping for our little guys, our elementary school guys, is not required for advancement. Required, so not required. We do it, but they don't need to do it to earn their pins. That being said, as a troop, for safety purposes, we require that a dad go camping with our elementary school boys. Tent with your son on the campouts. That is a sticking point, and it's been hard for a couple of families, and we totally understand that. Granddad would suffice, uncle even, but we need dad or a family member to go with on the campouts for the elementary school boys. We encourage you to continue to camp with your junior high and high school boys, but it's not required. So we've gone one step further. Trail Life USA has some discipline standards. It's pretty generic. We as a troop have approval from our church leadership to physically motivate your young men to try to pay attention. So that means just that when we get a little rowdy, we may use some alternate discipline methods, and it's not actually discipline. We try to divert attention and just, we'll stop the meeting. We might do some jumping jacks, we might run around the building or the parking lot, or we may run a lap in the field. We're just gonna do something. If discipline becomes a problem, we will try to divert that issue. And if it continues to happen, then we'll hand them back to you. And so we have our own discipline policy for our troop approved by the church, and that's what that means, is, and we have that in writing. And then Trail Life USA does have a national firearm policy. You are permitted to carry a firearm, but there are some requirements. The biggest requirement is that you have to disclose that to the church leadership, and you have to carry personal liability insurance and proof thereof. So if you're a concealed carry individual, totally understand that, totally respect that, and support that. There's a couple of hiccups in that for carrying while on property at a Trail Life Sanction event. Those are the two. You got to disclose it to leadership. You have to carry liability insurance. Couple things backing up. The registered adult. That just means that you have actually taken on membership status yourself, submitted to background checks and things like that. When it comes to actually registering you and your son, that's not what we're talking about. So when part of the registration process is you'll create your own profile. You'll say, hey, I'm Joe, I've got Billy, you're in our system. To become a registered adult, to meet these training standards, it's another invitation by email to take the background check and then receive the safety training. So those are two different processes that sometimes get a little mingled. Yes, you will register yourself online with a profile, but then you will then become invited to participate in the safety process and become a registered adult status. Sorry, I took a couple notes. Yeah, those are the big ones. I didn't scroll forward, so I don't know what you got.
And what Nathan was saying, I didn't think I hit too much with the campouts. Like you said, the older boys, middle school and higher, you don't have to go with the boys. You can go drop them off. If they want to camp by themselves, that's fine. If you want to camp with them, that's fine. My son's 14. He's at the point where he doesn't necessarily want me. I'm going to be there anyway because I'm the troop master, and he's got to put up with me. But I think there's times where some of the boys camp by themselves, dads camp by themselves. So it just depends on the boy, what they're comfortable with going forward on that. A little bit of calendar stuff as we go. So tonight, obviously, is our parent meeting. In 2 weeks, we'll do our official kind of like troop meeting, kind of crossover ceremony. It still won't be like an official kind of meeting of what we do, but what we do is we just meet out in the field over here. We have kind of a little small ceremony for boys that are advancing in their age groups. Foxes to Hawks, Hawks to Mountain Lions, and we have ceremonies that we do for that. We do s'mores, we do popsicles. More than welcome to come and see what that is. If you're already part of it and joining, we'll get you involved with that. We'll have the boys, we kind of have like a ladder, basically, that it's kind of like a crossing over that the boys will go up and then come down. It's not too big, but they will cross over into their new patrols, be welcomed into their new patrols as they go. We meet on the first and third Tuesday of every month. And then the weekend following the second Tuesday is when we have our events, our camp out and hit the trails that we do. And then we have committee meetings as needed as we go. I've got a copy of the calendar, a physical copy that I can give you up here if you would like. This is just the next slide there, Matt. Gives you this is all part on the calendar that I already have. So the 23rd, I'll send an email about this out later this week, but we're doing a kickoff celebration at Thornton's Pool out in, where's that at again? Covington, I think that's where it is. So we're going out to that. And then the older boys, adventurers, navigators, we've got an aquatics workshop that we're doing for them here at the Y, just to prepare for them. And then you can kind of see September 9th is our troop meeting. We would be in the other building at 6:30 going there. And then you see that camp out, the older boys, they're doing a kayaking trip in September. We don't have the Hit the Trail yet planned for September yet of what they're doing. That is in the process. And then just to show you the 23rd, that meeting, last day for new family registration. So we kind of give you a little bit of a buffer. Hey, you're at the parent meeting, you don't know, still don't know what it's like. I want to come out to the meeting. I want to come out to the crossover ceremony, see what that's like. I want to come to the meeting on the 9th to see how that's run. The only difference is then again on the 23rd, that's when we're going to say, okay, we need to end registration at that point. We need to be, have you make the decision by then of if you're going to continue with us or not. That's just the way we do.
That being said, if you're even on the fence, please come.
Yeah.
Please have your boy come while you're figuring it out, because if he doesn't come, then he falls behind also.
We don't care if there's no uniform.
Yeah.
We don't care. No, just come out and see. We don't want you to join and make the committee if they're not familiar with it or don't like it. That's just the way it is. So that's the way we build it in that way. Another couple things. This is the next slide there. So this is for returning and for some new folks. When you sign in, when you set up your profile and everything, traillifeconnect.com is the main program that we use. When you go in there the first time, it's going to seem like, what am I even looking at? The main thing that you got to focus on is just necessarily on your profile. It'll actually probably take you there to add stuff for your son, just information for him, information about you. This is my boy. The only reason why I put this in here, it's good to go in right underneath the photo of Cal. It says upload profile photo. We want you to go in, add a profile pic of your son. It's very beneficial to the leaders, especially starting out this fall. We're going to have a lot new boys coming in. It will help them to be able to learn names quicker, to know who folks are. And the leaders, we have our pictures in there as well. You can go in and look and see, okay, that's Travis. I remember what he looks like. That's him. The other part about that, right underneath where it says upload profile photo, it says print ID card. So obviously part of the uniform is your lanyard. So that's where you get this ID card that goes in your lanyard. Goes right underneath there, print ID card. And for my returning folks, if you're moving up a level, you need to print the new ID card because it does update. So this is, my son just became an adventurer this year. So that's his updated card. It's just a piece of paper. It'll tell you how to fold it. It gives you all information that he needs. It'll have the trailman oath. It'll give emergency contacts. That's what we use. So anytime you see a leader wearing one of these, you know, okay, this is a registered leader of the troop, but we do need them for the boys as well.
So on that, you're going to be printing your son's ID card.
Yeah.
We print the registered adult ID cards because we have to have that signed off by our troop ministry liaison by the church. So when you go to your son's profile, you will print your son's picture, and we will do yours when you complete child safety training.
Yeah.
And there was another link on there. I don't know if you're going to talk about it.
What's that?
Can you back up one, Matt? So in the lower right-hand corner, there's the green tab. So once you make your profile, you go to that little green tab down there. You can't see it very good, but it says Add Son. So when you make your profile, you will click Add Son, and that's how you put your son's information into the system.
Yeah. That happens a lot where we start and they'll say, hey, where do I get this card? Well, that's where it is. And, we can certainly show you later if you have questions on that. So basically that's a wrap basically of every kind of a brief history of the program, what we do here, how to join, uniforms, kind of that sort of stuff. Open it up to y'all. Questions that you have for me, questions for Nathan, anything you got, let me know. I do have, so I do have a couple things up front that you can certainly take with you as well. This is Trail Life, just a pamphlet that just goes over our mission, has some information on the program itself. The core values sheet that we went, that has the 16 core values, just a breakdown on each one of those, if you want to take those as well. And then we do have our packet here. This first page is kind of like an information sheet. I don't know if any of you have seen this already as well, but it goes through the the annual fees, the dues, uniforms there, and then basically this is just the packet forms that we would ask you to fill out to bring back for our returning families as well. It goes through what I read, acknowledge, and then what Nathan was saying as far as our discipline policy is listed in here. Our firearm policy, personal weapons policy is in here as well. And then our youth member health and medical record is included as well. So these are all the information sheet. If that's all you want to take, that's fine, but the rest of the material would be turned in anyways of what we need for each boy that starts. I do have copies of the calendar as well, physical copies if you want one of those. And I do have some adult health forms as well, if any adults are looking to join. I have the adult forms. And then the older boys, if you have any that are going to be navigators or adventurers, there's a separate medical form they have to submit. It's called a high adventure medical form that has to be filled out by a doctor or nurse, just signed off on it. The other medical form does not. It's easy. You can just go fill it in yourself and turn it in. But the high adventure form does need a doctor or nurse's signature that has to be turned in to us before they can start high adventure activities that we do. So in this case, we would have to have it before they go on their trip in September to go kayaking, if that applies to anybody. Questions on any of that?
Yeah, just one more comment.
Yeah.
I know that there was a rapid fire bullet list on the uniform, and there was a picture up there. Travis mentioned there are packages available. One thing that we as a troop, we try to keep the expense down as much as we can, so we don't require uniform pants. That's why we require the belt, in hopes that the belt goes on something that has belt loops, so not sweatpants, not gym shorts. So you saw a picture up there, the pants are not required, but we do require the belt. So khakis, jeans, we're really flexible, whatever, short pants, long pants, that's fine, don't care. Just wanted to try to drive that home. When you see this, you will see packages available on the website. You don't have to buy a package, you absolutely can buy a package. They've got nifty zip-off pants that turn into shorts. If you want to spend $50 more, that's great. I love it. You don't have to. Don't have to. This information sheet at the front of this package walks you through the 3 financial transactions you would make in order to join. One's by invitation email, and that goes to national, like Travis said. Number 2 is to the troop. We can do Venmo. We can still do PayPal, yeah, and then cash or check. And then number 3 would be to the Trail Life website in order to purchase your uniform items. So 3 transactions. I know it's clear as mud, but we can hold your hand and it's all right here. As far as you guys actually joining or wanting to join, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write down, or I'm gonna tell you guys my phone number. I want you to text me your name and email address. I will send out registration invites by email. That's how we actually invite, yeah.
If they're already in our prospect,
Oh,
send me an email.
okay. So if you've been talking to Matt by email in our system already, he has you. Just email him back that yes, you want to join, and he can make that happen seamlessly. If you know that you have not been emailing with Matt, let one of us know, and we'll be happy to make that happen, whatever that looks like for you. We can do text or email invites if you're not in Matt's system. Say again. Yeah, sure. You ready for it? Anybody who wants to and who's not in Matt's system, here's my email: 901-218. I said email. 901-218-2487. Text me your name and your email address, and we will have a invitation waiting for your inbox by the end of the evening. Other questions, please feel free. This is a lot of new faces. Yeah, absolutely. 901-218-2487. 2487.